it's certainly not over yet. We want to go out there and finish the job.
This group is super special.
Guys are just as hungry, if not more hungry.
It's a good challenge for us, and if we do the things right, we're going to have a good chance. We got to compete, and we have to find a way.
I have complete and utter confidence that they can close the series out. Do you want to be just like every other team and win one and be done? Or do you want to become special?
Welcome to We. The Thunder. I am Shooter, and we got Thomas Schooley heading away from Amalie Arena, and the Bolts are up 2-0 in the Stanley Cup Finals. Thomas, what was it like down there at Amalie Arena tonight? You were inside the arena, and by the way, before you start, I'm going to let people know, hashtag Pickles tonight. I think Vasi was the star of the show, but it was that Pickles goal that made it happen tonight. So make sure you add that to your comments to win your Smack Apparel shirt tonight. Schoolie, what was it like down there in downtown Tampa, Game 2?
It was a mix of emotions in the actual arena. It started out real loud. There wasn't a lot of excitement in the crowd. You had it in the first half. I mean, I guess what did we finish up with? There are 23 shots on goals, but you know, you're used to this team firing off some shots, and you get a lot of oohs and ahs and stuff like that when you get the shots off. There wasn't a lot of that today. There was a couple of Vasi chants. It was a good kill on the 4-on-3 penalty kill that was extended, but yeah, and then it got loud again, and then it got quiet again, and then it got loud again, and then it stayed loud after that Coleman goal.
It did, yeah. Well, there was a point. I messaged you guys with like 8 minutes left in the third period. We're up 2-1. I'm like, man, it sounds awfully quiet in that library. But you know, you always don't get the sound that comes over. But you're right, there were moments where it was a little too quiet for me. So hey, who knows? That could be the last game they play at Amalie Arena this season. And tonight's game was kind of a weird one. This is usually the game we see the Bolts drop in a series, but some way, somehow, maybe a Blake Coleman last-second goal helped the Lightning win this game, despite it probably being their worst game. Maybe the playoffs. They definitely, that second period was probably their worst period of the playoffs, I would say. Did you guys feel the same thing in the arena?
Well, yeah, and Ryan McDonough's comments, they're already speaking to the players. He said we got outworked, outplayed, outmatched in the second period. So they know it. They know that it was a crappy period for them. A couple times they left Vasi out to dry, but I mentioned that in the first game. It looks like that is kind of the plan, to let Montreal's players go one-on-one with Vasi, and the rest of the team will catch the rebound guys. They're not trying to let them score on a rebound. They're trying to let them, if they're going to score, it's going to be on one-on-one against Vasi.
You got to beat Vasi. Yeah. And we haven't seen that happen too much. I mean, remember back to game 6 against the Islanders, it was 2 perfect shots that beat Vasi. And then the 2 goals that Montreal has so far in this series, I mean, the one tonight was a softie, right? I mean, it was a power play goal, but like that went right in the 5-hole and it was not going fast. And it looked like he had time to see that. And then we know what that first game, that goal was just kind of ping ponged in. So Vasi's locked in, and it's bad news for Montreal so far this series. But we'll see what happens when the series shifts to Montreal on Friday night. And I don't know if you guys heard at the arena, but the news came out pretty late today. I think maybe during the game that they are not letting any more fans in. They will be still at 3,500 up at, I think it's called the Bell Center up there in Montreal. So sucks for them. And I think it kind of sucks. I think the players like to play in front of, a big crowd. Even, we've mentioned it. Our team kind of mentioned it a lot when they were playing Florida and Carolina. They like that crowd, whether they're cheering for them or against them. So, yeah, that kind of sucks for Montreal. I think, even their fans deserve to see a Stanley Cup game, being that they haven't been there in almost 30 years. Yeah, I love the 3 stars here, Deborah. Vasi. The official 3 stars, though, I think we can all agree with this one, although they did, of course, give one to Montreal, which was deserved, by the way. This guy was on fire. This Suzuki guy tonight was absolutely incredible. He was their best player tonight. I think he had, it says on here, 9 shots. He had the goal for them. Let me share the screen with you. I got some good screenshots tonight. By the way, the stash is MIA. The stash was last seen in Amalie Arena, and hopefully he can join us. But here are your official NBC Sports official T-Mobile 3 stars of the game. Vasi, 42 saves. So some really impressive saves in there as well. Blake Coleman, obviously, with the game-winning goal. We're going to see that in a minute. Seconds left in the second period. And then there's Suzuki. Totally earned that one. I'm curious if anyone else has any different 3 stars. I think the only other acceptable answer is right here, Deborah. Vasi.
Vasi is now beaten Montreal 10 games in a row.
10 games in a row. So, wow. Like, you look at our roster and our depth, and if you can get past all that, you get to face the big cat. And, dude, the guy's on fire right now. It kind of reminds me how he's playing at the beginning of the season. If you remember back in the beginning of the season, he was lights out. And, like, he's really brought it on for the playoffs here. Steven, and by the way, Steven, we're going to open up the phone lines because our other guest host is having some technical difficulties too. So we got some openings tonight for you. I saw Ty out there too. We got to hear from Ty.
No, we don't.
Oh, we got to hear about how Adam Foote needs to play in this game. Sorelli with the 3rd star. I'll take that. Sorelli had a great game as well tonight. And let's break it down. And then we'll open up the phone line. So game 2, we didn't mention it yet, but Killer is out. One of the things that you probably didn't hear, Thomas Schooley, but some other people that watched the NBC broadcast did, was Maroon had a pregame interview, and I don't know if he let it slip, but it sure sounded like Killer might be out for the playoffs.
He is.
He's
got a broken ankle or broken foot, something like that.
So they're not saying that yet because he's still, if it's a longer series, he still could get out there. You can play with a broken foot. They just kind of prop you out there. But yeah, it sounded like in that Maroon pregame interview, if anyone wants to go back and find it, he mentioned something like, Killer's a beast. He's been a beast this playoffs and he will be missed. And it didn't sound like he left like an opening for like, we hope he gets back or anything like that. And I thought Killer was missed tonight because I think the most underrated part of his game, besides, all the different roles and the PK, the power play that he plays, is getting to those loose pucks and winning those battles in the corners and on the boards. And we did miss some of that tonight. So he was missed, but it did not matter. 3-1, the Bolts won this game. Travolta in the house. That was the big story on NBC. Look at this guy eating his ice cream, with his boy, same shirt. Look, I thought Thomas Schooley might have been a long lost Travolta's son because he also has the same shirt as Travolta's son or grandson. I don't know what that is, but yeah, Travolta in the house. I saw A-Train was there. Who else was in the arena tonight? Schooley, you were there. Stas was there.
They had three of the Bucks, Super Bowl champions. A-Train was the one that kicked the game off. They put Brady up on the screen, but he wasn't there. He just did a live thing. I did see WWE's Kevin Owens, and I saw Titus O'Neil.
Right on. Did you see this criminal? This mugshot? Oh wait, he played. He played for the Montreal Canadiens tonight. But this guy looks like he just got beat up in a bar brawl and arrested, and he's down at Orient Road. But no, he played tonight. But he was not making as much noise tonight. He learned his lesson in game one. I thought he was the best player for them in game one. I thought, like I said, it was Suzuki for sure in game two. But overall, they did have a better game in game two. All right, so game starts off. Period one, a poke check save on Suzuki. This is one of the things that is very underrated about Vasi. And in this game in particular, Thomas, his poke check was really on fire tonight. And in that first opportunity from Suzuki, a really, really nice stop there. It was a bad line change that kind of led to that first opportunity. And then you saw a pair of Montreal Canadians penalties. Point got tripped. Stamkos got free and got slashed. Stamkos might have scored on that if he didn't get, I don't know if they call it a slash or a hook, but he got kind of hooked up by the hand. So he didn't really get the shot off. And the Lightning's power play, they didn't start off that well. First of all, Montreal's penalty kill, super aggressive. Like they changed it up. They were going after the puck, which is a dangerous thing to do because we saw the Bolts adjust versus Carolina, who had a very similar approach against them, and the Bolts made them pay for it.
But they only did that in the first power play. The second power play, they did not get aggressive like that.
Even on the two back-to-backs, I thought like they were pretty aggressive on both of them.
Second one, they did the dome around Carey Price. That's how we got so many shots off on that second power play, because they were letting the outsides come in and they were just blocking them. That first one, they were attacking us like no tomorrow, and we couldn't find it in a way to get it around. I mean, instead we just kept turning it over and they would kick it out. But on that second one, we definitely had the room. They just built the little wall around Carey and blocked.
Yeah. And either way, we were taking a lot of shots, but we weren't really getting them on net, which was not helping their cause. And then you had Vasi come up huge a couple times in that first period to Foley with a breakaway, huge save. There was a 2-on-1 where Suzuki kept it and shot, another really great save. What else happened? Matching penalties. There was the 4-on-4 for a minute, and then McDonough basically knocked out, I forget who that was. He knocked out someone's tooth, it looked like, and got that 4-minute double minor for bloodying up. I didn't catch who the Montreal player was, but that was what led to a 4-on-3 kill. But then they still had a 5-on-4 towards the end of that period and into the second period. And really the period ended kind of tilted 12 shots to 6. Montreal definitely was looking good, bouncing back, knew that they needed to win one of these games in Tampa because, man, now they're in a deep hole against a really good team that doesn't lose back-to-back games. Too many turnovers, some bad passing. This was like when we see the Bolts lose a game in the playoffs, this is what they look like. But tonight it ended up differently, and it all kind of happened in that second period at the end. So you saw Tampa score. It was Sorelli basically from the blue line, a very unassuming shot. I'm glad he shot that because I thought the Bolts did kind of get away from their game plan this game of really kind of getting people in front of Carey Price, trying to get those deflections, and just getting pucks on net. We definitely got away from that, whether it was good defense on Montreal, which I think their defense actually played really well tonight. They were all over our guys in their zone. But yeah, that Cirelli goal, which NBC didn't think so. I thought it went off one of the defenders and in. But I thought that was a great job by that second line, which, by the way, killer out. Move up Tyler Johnson, who we've been singing the praises from all offseason. And it was him and really that whole line. Stammer, it was Ruda with a nice play, Sergachev with a nice play to keep it in. That was a long shift, and they were able to keep it in the zone. And Cirelli maybe just gets lucky there and scores from the blue line. But a huge goal. We know how it is, how important those first goals are in these playoff games. And halfway through this game, we're up 1-0. But Montreal has eclipsed their 18 shot total from last game, and as you saw, they shot many more throughout the rest of this game. So you can tell the Canadians came to play tonight, but they were playing the champs, man. They were playing the champs. It was the
you mean Route 2?
Route 2, yeah, Route 2 is what we call them on this show. You know, we take the lead from NBC, who cannot get rid of hockey fast enough.
I was sitting with Stash, and that's all he kept going. Route 2!
Yeah. Hopefully Stash makes it on. By the way, hashtag pickles in your comments. We're going to give away that Smack shirt today, and hopefully Stash will make it on. Where are you, Stash? I know you're out there somewhere. We got to hear from you about the game. And hopefully Casey Hudson was supposed to be on, so hopefully she's able to log in. If not, we'll get her on one of the future shows. But let's go to the Montreal goal. It was a Tampa Bay penalty by Sergachev. I did hear the crowd during that yelling bad things about the refs, but that was just a really bad penalty by Sergachev. And Sergachev really looked bad this game for most of the game. And he also, as I really kind of noticed that, and I started watching him, that dude's hurt. He's got to be hurt. He's been getting banged up, like picked on all playoffs. And the funny thing is, you think he's going down, you see him get cross-checked in the ribs, almost a lot like Kucherov. And then you see him come out on the next shift and make a fantastic play. So, you know, as bad of a game that Sergachev had and as bad of a penalty that was, they were both kind of going towards the corner for the puck. He was getting beat by Lehkonen and just kind of threw him into the boards. Which, you know, we couldn't really afford that penalty in the playoffs. And we really couldn't afford it because Montreal did make us pay for that one. Of course, it's always those kind of stupid penalties that the other team scores on. So they get their power play goal. Suzuki from up top. Again, kind of a softie by Vasi, but hey, he can't stop them all. I don't know if you didn't see that one. There was traffic in front, but 5-hole, he was standing up. He didn't go down. Hey, he can't stop them all. And then at that point, and even before that, the Bolts are looking really bad. They're looking really bad. Like we said to the beginning of the show, probably their worst period of the whole playoff, maybe the season.
There's Montreal's bus going past me. And just
they got a limo.
Oh, right here, the Academy bus.
All right. Well, tell Carey Price to go practice.
Can you see them? Aw. They look all butthurt.
They are probably not happy. That's a tough game to lose tonight. And let's get to why that was so tough. So the Lightning looking bad. Montreal did take another penalty. High stick. Coleman took a high stick. By the way, Coleman, what a game. What a game after having a pretty subpar playoffs. Lightning had a couple opportunities during the power play. A couple of trips that they didn't call, but you can't expect them to call and give us a 5-on-3 in the playoffs. But there sure looked like two blatant trips on that power play. But it didn't matter. Power play expired. The power play was 0-for-3 tonight, and it was awesome play. Goodrow gets it to a diving Coleman. By the way, not the first time we've seen a diving Coleman goal. It's kind of his thing. And he gets his first goal in 19 games. Couldn't have come at a better time. This was a turning point in the game with about 1 second left in the period. Wow. What was it like in that arena? When
Point three.
Yeah, it was less than a second, wasn't it?
Yes, it was 0.3 left on the clock, and the place went nuts. And of course, the first thing everybody does was look at that clock because we know what was the last round where we had that goal go in right after it hit zeros on the clock. So everybody takes a look up at the clock to make sure this is gonna be what's gonna count. And there was 0.3 of a second left.
I mean, what a play. So let's see it again. And I'm glad somebody did this for me on I grabbed this from Twitter. Evan Sporer, go follow that guy. Thank you for posting this, because it just brought me back to last year against Boston. It was almost the same exact play. So watch this. This is them right next to each other, or top and bottom. Pickles, the diving goal. Hey man, that's his signature goal right there. Can we get a statue somewhere around on the Amelie property with a sprawling number 20 scoring goal? Because man, what a huge goal in this game and possibly this series, and I would say for this franchise, because that might be the goal that puts Montreal away in this series, because that was a back-breaking goal after they kind of dominated that second period.
Well, he's a free agent after this season, so he just got an extra $1 million on his contract right from just that one shot right there.
He's going to need it for all those babies. And actually, I don't think I brought this up yet. If anyone's been watching Quest for the Cup, A, you have to go watch it. B, if you don't think NBC gives the Lightning enough respect, well, ESPN sure does so far, because this Quest for the Cup, it ended last year with Cooper smoking a cigar, and it began this year with Cooper smoking a cigar. And the Lightning obviously are getting a lot of play time, and they actually do a little segment with Blake Coleman and his new baby, and he admits it. He's tired. He's struggling to get through new dad life, and I can only imagine. He's trying to be a good dad and get home for these games, and I would imagine he's not sleeping as well as he was in that bubble. So, we kind of been dishing on Blake for not having a great playoffs, but he's got a pretty good reason on why he might not be, and he totally erased that tonight.
And
a huge
we
goal.
made that comment before. We made that comment.
Yeah.
He's not sleeping. He's got a new baby. He's got the other little one. He's made it very clear that he's got a picture of the baby last year in the cup, and he wants his new baby. He wants a picture of his new baby in the cup. So he knows his goals, and they're 2 wins away, people, from getting it. I don't think anybody can say right now that we're not going to win this. There's a slim chance in hell.
Don't say that, Thomas. You can't say that. That's when the hockey gods get mad. It is after being up 2-0 in the Stanley Cup playoffs. That team that's up 2-0 wins it 90% of the time.
Listen, you have a better chance of seeing Jesus than Montreal winning the cup this year.
90% of the time. All right, we got Jesse. Jesse's going to come on, but let me wrap this puppy up here. Third period starts. We see a different Bolts team. We see a team that's not playing defense, which what I was worried about. We see a team that knows if they score the next goal, they're going to win the game. And what do? They score the next goal and win the game. But before they did that, Coleman looked like he was going to score another one right away. Gets an awesome opportunity. And by the way, he falls down on that shot. I'm like, Blake, you don't have to fall down on every shot. You can score goals on your skates. And then he gets another chance and gets robbed by Price. But it was our guy, Andre Palat. Who needs playoff killer when you got playoff Pally? Huge and a Montreal mistake, a bad turnover. And Pauly's right there and just buries it at a really bad angle. I think it bounced off of Price's back. And that was it. Cue the carry chance. The Lightning are up 2-0. There was some brawling going on at the end there, but that's just pure frustration. They're not happy in that bus that just went past Thomas Schooley, that they let this one slip away. So, Jesse, Redfish, right? What is going on? 2 more to go. How did you enjoy tonight's game?
It was very nerve-wracking. We definitely weren't on our game at all. It was very sketchy the first even with the lead being up 1-0, it was just kind of, the ice was tilting to their side, and we were kind of just skating around doing nothing. But quality shots are better than a ton of shots. Hey, Stash.
Hold on. We gotta pause you right there.
There he is.
We have
Not working again.
the Stash Man.
This ass is bullshit, dude.
What's going on? How was the game? I don't think he can hear us. All right. We'll bring you back. We'll leave you on until you can figure it out. Schooly's missing now. It's the Shooter and Redfish show.
I'm right here.
He's back.
I don't know why.
What's going on?
For some reason, Stash is the only person who can't seem to call in the show on his phone. Thomas does it. I do it. Jesse does it. Everyone else that calls in the show. Steven's down here. But Stash can't get it together.
Probably got a flip phone.
No, this app is garbage, and it doesn't recognize my earbuds for some reason, even though the rest of my phone can recognize sound and everything going through my earbuds. This app does not. So,
all right, well, we got you now. We'll teach you how to use the app sometime in the off season. But hey, how was the game, man?
insane. Insane. I will say one thing right now. Maybe people will be critical of the noise on TV, of the crowd level. We were nervous. I will say that. As a fan base, that we were watching hockey. We weren't cheering for some parts of that game. I will say that. We were loud when we needed to be. But there was a lot of points in that game where we were just like watching two teams play really good hockey and kind of holding our breath, waiting for the next big play, if you will. And to me, that's awesome playoff hockey. You know, like it's just that nervous energy inside the building. Yeah, I mean, it was really great. Full capacity, you know, longer beer lines, longer bathroom lines. Be careful what you wish for, you know. But in the long run, man, it was fantastic to have a full barn tonight.
And can I just point out once again, Stash is on the concourse when we score our first goal.
That's true.
That's his signature move.
For the first power play, and I was on concourse for the first goal, which keeps traditions alive. I think about 80% of positive things happening every time I go to the pisser or the beer line. So I do my part. Thunder Nation, what do you do?
So here's what we need. If we go to game 5, can somebody buy Stash a ticket so he can just run like around the concourse the entire game? It's just standing room only. He doesn't need a seat.
I will go standing room the entire game and do a GoPro live, some type of live stream for it if someone buys me a game 5 ticket. If we need a game 5.
Listen, me and Stash are now 2-0 when we attend games together. You guys are 0-2 together. So
also true for this playoff run. You are not wrong, Mr. Schooley. We are 2-0. So
but what the hell? How drunk was Cooper putting Maroon out there on the power play?
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people liked that move, but
I
sure did.
I loved it. I thought it was cheeky as hell. I thought it was a little bit of a thumb to the nose, if you will, of saying, hey, we can roll anybody on our power play and be effective. We might not score goals, but we're still going to be effective. That's what I love.
So yeah, I mean, if he's just going to be that guy right in front of the net, then, you know, he can screen Carey Price all day and bang in front of the net.
You know?
But yeah, I don't want to see him in Stamkos' spot. You know?
Coop just said about Coleman's goal, he thought in his head, did that really just go in? It's what Coop thought. Did that just happen?
I thought the same exact thing. I was like, are you serious?
I didn't even cheer for that because I didn't know if it went in or not.
I called the goal. Mrs. Stash right here driving me home right now. She can confirm. I was like, Pickles, make a play, Pickles. And then they came in and almost took him. Again, got the puck back and made a play. And he made that, what now seems to be a very common diving goal, which, you know, 10 years ago was the number one play on SportsCenter. Even when they didn't cover hockey, it was still a number one play. Now it seems like even, you know, third line jobbers are scoring goals like that. But there it was, Pickles doing his job after I called him out and said, let's make a play.
That's his signature goal now. He did it last playoffs. He did it this playoffs. I think he's done it a couple times with the Devils.
Yep.
And he'll be doing it with a different team next season, I'm sure.
Right.
so good for Pickles. We kind of talked about that. He hasn't had the best playoffs, babies and stuff going on. But what a huge goal tonight. The game-changing goal. And that's our hashtag tonight, hashtag Pickles, for that Smack Apparel shirt. Your choice of Smack Apparel shirts. So get that on your comment.
Getting out of the arena, so I didn't get to do my pickleback at Yeoman's as I planned on. I almost incited a riot because the police weren't doing their job. Mrs. Dash got mad at me. All the other fans were like, yeah, dude, why aren't we walking? And then when we got to the truck, I was like, man, I got a show to do. So I'll do my pickleback when I get home. But trust Lightning Nation, we the Thunder, when Pickle scores, the Stash is doing a pickleback. So rest assured it will happen.
But he did have a lot of apple cider backs today.
I had actually a lot of highlight backs, which was just highlights. Yeah, just Cigar City. Once again, we love Cigar City on the show. You know that. So shout out to Amelie for having the local brewery in the barn.
He was double fisting it.
Yeah, but see, they only do 12 ounces of the highlight, so that's like the same as like a
That's
regular.
still double fisting. Right? That is still technically double fisting. All right. Well, Jesse, tell what else you got for us? We like to bring on guests and then not let them talk at all.
I'm just listening to you. I'm letting you guys talk. It's funny. Honestly,
how many of us? Thomas? Sorry, how many of us are kind of hoping for a Montreal win?
I have tickets to Game 5 if that's what you're asking.
Right. How many people want the cup here at go up 3 games and then shit the bed on Game 4?
Listen, I don't give a damn. I have a ticket.
If I can get a ticket,
I'll take a sweep. I will take a motherfucking sweep.
I have one fan that's driving me home that said, no. I, in fact, did not say the S word tonight, but I did mention that this was probably our last home game of the season, so I was glad to be there. That's what I said.
This word.
It was a good time for everybody to see Tyler Johnson won last time.
Hey,
get him up on that top 2 line. Those top 2 lines. Showcase. It's the Tyler Johnson showcase the rest of the playoffs.
Listen, I almost feel like this entire playoffs has kind of been a Tyler Johnson showcase, right? Like if he's doing what he's doing on the 3rd line or 4th line, and then whenever your 2nd line, like the glue of your team goes out, Johnson's the guy you plug in for him. Tell me that guy doesn't finally have value now in this coming off season. Also, everybody that's watching this, I'm sorry that I'm just a floating face. That's probably a little bit off-putting for most of you as well. I'm just saying that myself, and it's a little bit distracting.
Yeah, it's kind of disturbing.
I feel like I'm on the album of on the cover of a Queen album right now.
I'm sitting in my car.
Yeah, because we're both using. Hey, we're doing the show about the dashboard lights.
That's right.
Another 90s music reference. If you don't get it, well, listen to Meatloaf.
All right, Jesse, what's going to happen in Montreal? Because we got to bring Stephen C on here, and there's only room for 4 heads on this show.
Okay, so to start off this game, I did say 3-1 this morning to probably 5 or 6 customers, and
wow,
it happened. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say.
Next time, put it on, please.
Yeah, isn't that at least the 3rd game this postseason you've nailed the score on? You nailed one last series. I know you nailed one last series.
Yeah.
I thought you nailed one against Florida as well, but yeah, I believe you.
You know that how they have the dolphin or the elephant that picks the Super Bowl winner? Jesse is kind of like that for picking Stanley Cup games.
He's kind of lucky. I'm hoping we close out things up in Canada. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying hopefully we win. To kind of say what's going to happen, I think we'll take Game 3. And who knows? Maybe we shit the bed and come back here. Who knows? But I hope we just win. I don't want to. Don't risk it. Don't anything. Just close it out and win. My heart can't take it anymore.
I'm selfish. I want
I'm with you, Schoolie, a little bit.
Just win the next game. Win the next game because I'm going to Amalie for the watch party. Can you please just win the next one for me?
Yeah.
there for that too. But I want to win this thing on our home ice. We deserve it.
Yeah, but think about it. If they win in Montreal, guess what, Thomas? You won't be alone at the airport finally. You know what I mean? Like, finally, you'll be like, everyone come to the airport. They'll be like, no, we're already here, bro. Where are you at? You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine the welcoming party? Like, last year was a big deal, right? But it was still COVID and people were afraid of going out. I'm just saying, either way, these boys are going to love it. This town is going to love it. And we're going to party our freaking asses off. So,
I want handshake lines and a Stanley Cup raising on this ice, fucker.
That's true. You're not wrong. But hey, also though, at the same time, how sweet would it be for a Florida team to raise the cup on the ice of one of the greatest 06 teams of all, like, you know what I'm saying? One of the most storied franchises that continues to fail to get it done. Wouldn't it be pretty damn sweet to raise the cup on their ice as a Florida hockey club?
If it was Toronto,
yes. Still party. And they're still going to come home and do it in our building and in our barn and sell tickets. And we'll be there and they'll have a cup raising on our ice. And then there'll be a parade. And guess what? They'll probably go back to Rage 8 again. I'll take that, man. I'm just saying, I will take that. I will take them raising the cup on the Hobbs' own sheet and in their barn, and then bringing it back home to Tampa. I will take that.
Well, let's just remember that we still have to win 2 games, and we're going to be playing against a team that is playing for their lives the rest of this series. So
unless we broke them with that
best game in the last 2 rounds tonight, and they didn't win. So
hey, just look at the third period. Look at the third period and how we adjusted to everything, and we actually tried. They couldn't keep up. Nothing. It was like we're just skating around like it was no big deal. And it's like, oh, we figured out how to skate again.
Well, they put it back on. Like I don't necessarily feel like the Lightning took the game off early on. I just feel like Montreal came out and played really, really hard, and like Tampa just didn't feel like they
didn't have to skate.
Respond and give Montreal momentum. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If a team comes out and gives everything they have, and then you suddenly start giving everything you have, that means that they're affecting you, right? Whereas I feel like if they're doing everything they can to respond from a drubbing from game 1, and you just are still out there calm and cool, collected, and just play your game, that's like reverse psychology, right?
And then we score with 8 shots. It was like
and at the same time, though, man, how well did they play in their own defensive zone? Sure, there was some turnovers in the offensive zone. The power play wasn't as great early on as it could have been. Montreal, again, I say, gotta give them credit. They were playing really well. They were playing much better, much more their style of hockey than they did in the first game. But at the same time, the Bolts showed once again poise, moxie, that certain je ne sais quoi, whatever you want to say it is, that thing that prevents them from making a big mistake early on, letting Vasi do his job. And I honestly believe also 48 shots, that's the most shots Vasi's faced in how long? And then suddenly it's the day after he didn't get the Vezina, after they've averaged 20 shots or like right around 20 shots allowed for the last 3 games. Suddenly they give up almost 40 or whatever.
Purposely let him save all those shots.
Yeah. I'm just saying.
Look at this guy save 48 pucks.
Yeah. Hey, I'm just saying.
You never know.
But they never put him in real danger, though, too. They let Vasi see that straight up. There was a couple of moments where, again, Montreal's a good team. They're going to get their opportunities. But overall, the Lightning played very good hockey in their own zone. And in the third period, when they had a lead, what did they not do? they didn't play safe. They continued to play aggressive, and they got that extra goal, and that's what mattered.
Agreed.
Yeah. All right, Jesse, did you give us the score for next game yet?
I haven't. I'm gonna say 4-2. 4-2.
Sounds good to me, man. Well, go get your hashtag pickles in the chat because you have not won all yet. Won. So we're cheering for you, man.
I'll take a Stanley Cup over a shirt. So, but
listen, you could always use our promo code and get 21% off. Anyways,
if I don't win, I'll buy a shirt for sure.
There you go.
I want that Big Cat shirt.
All right. Well, we hope to talk to you the next couple games, man, and hopefully it's under the same circumstances. So go catch some good fish and make sure you follow this guy. What's the best way to follow you?
My Instagram is probably the most popular. That's gonna be Redfish Jesse.
Heck yeah, man! I am always watching him catch these magnificent fish and then saying, "Why?"
Follow our local angler. That's right.
Hell yeah, man! Well, go Bolts, man! Thanks for calling in.
Bolts. See you guys.
All right, we got to bring on the man, Stephen C. Killer Jr.
I just want to know what his 3 stars are tonight.
Yeah, what's the 3 stars?
Put them already.
Lay it on us. Lay it on us.
I put
you can't.
3 stars
This
already.
is like a can't miss, by the way.
Number 1 was Abby Vassy because man, that guy showed up today. Number 2, what did I put? Number 2, I put Coleman because that man's obviously Superman out there again. And then the 3rd was Sorelli for me. So I felt bad for that second line. I'm like, they slotted Johnny in. They didn't really get their chances. They got clogged up a lot. And I'm like, but Sorelli got that one in there. So it's like, made their confidence go up a little bit.
Yeah, I thought they played really well. And remember, the second penalty that the Bolts drew, Stamkos was driving at the net, and he got somebody hooked him right on the hand. He might have scored on that goal, so they could have had 2 goals easily in this game. So really, I thought the second line played, pretty well. Overall, though, I thought it was the 3rd line that really shined tonight. I thought Point and Cooch were actually very, very quiet tonight. And one of the things that was kind of highlighted on NBC was how harassed they were, like whether they had the puck or whether the puck was far away. Point and Cooch were getting they were getting hit, they were getting held, they were getting all of it all night long, and that did slow them down for sure.
I don't know. I felt like Cooch just had a really bad game.
We've got an emergency. We've got an emergency on this show. We have emergency guest in the green room right now. We have to bring on here.
She
Steven
messaged me and said, "What's the thing to get on?" And I was been waiting for her.
All right, Steven, we got to let you go, man. I'm sorry. This takes precedent.
No, it's okay. I'm
you.
pushing 4:30 a.m. wake up, so I'm trying to get on. I was like, I got to do it for Killer.
You got to get to bed. Hey, call back on Friday night for Game 3, okay?
Yeah.
All right, man. Take care. We have to bring on this next guest because I did not know she was going to call in. The voice of the Lightning is joining us. Sonya, can you hear us? I don't know. She's having the same stash problems, I think, where she can't hear.
She's on mute.
Now she's on mute, but I don't think she can hear us. So let's give her a minute. I think in the green room, she should be able to kind of connect to us. Oh, no, she's gone. Let's see if she reconnects. But hey, that's all right. Steven's still there. We can bring Steven back.
She texted me and she said, "How do I get on there?" And I had to.
I was like, I know you can edit these settings in here. I'm like, ooh.
Take a timeout. We'll get Sonya on. We'll work here with Steven. Our own little killer. Which, by the way, guys, I don't know about you. I'm nervous. Like, I'm glad that we were able to pull it off tonight. But I think the reason that the Lightning had such a slow start and why Montreal looked a little bit better is because Killer was out of the lineup in that second line, and he thinks so much on the forecheck and all the other aspects of the game. Having to make that adjustment, that's a hard guy. As deep as this team is, that's one of the few guys that's hard to fill in for. I thought Johnny did a great job. Again, a showcase of Tyler Johnson, if you will. but at the same time, I still felt like that gave Montreal a little bit more room out there. And again, we were talking about it. I think Cooch was just having a bad game. I don't necessarily think they played him that well. Maybe the injury is catching up a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. I think he just had an off game. I saw it every once in a while. Your superstars aren't going to always be amazing. And I think tonight that top line just was just a little bit off. I mean, Pally got his goal, which was great. But, yeah, I feel like they didn't quite make space. It's not that they weren't given space. I don't think they had the effort to make the space that we've seen them do in previous games. But it was okay because our third line played fantastic. Fourth line with
all right, pick Steven off.
Great
now.
Steven,
And,
I'm here for moral support.
hey, go Bolts. We'll talk to you Friday, all right?
We'll see everyone in Nashville next year.
Let's see. How many times can we kick Steven off the show tonight?
All
right, there's Sonya.
There she is.
Can you hear us?
Mrs. Stash, give me love. Shout out the Stash home. Mrs. Stash here too.
Hey,
love the
Sonya, I don't know if you came to the game prepared tonight, but I happened to grab a screenshot and you had your game face on. I don't know if you knew this, but you had the game face on for the pregame, and NBC was loving it here. So thanks for kicking it off all playoffs. Well, we haven't talked to you for the playoffs. What's it like, actually being able to sing with the crowd, with the team, and do what you do to kick off the night for everyone?
And both anthems on top of that, because I think that's a great honor.
We get the double dose.
Yeah,
it's been amazing. The cool thing is, the fan interaction, not just when I sing, but, walking around the building. It's just nice to be able to see people and, people that you've seen in other playoffs or other games. And it's just been a great, great experience.
Yeah.
Well, Thomas and I were standing next to each other singing both anthems right along with you, but not so loud as to drown you out. Not so loud as to drown you out, because you are the voice. We know what we need to do as a team. We are us, and you are our voice. But it was an honor for us to be in the finals and see you be the voice of the NHL, not just the Tampa Bay Lightning tonight. And it was fantastic. And also to honor another veteran that had worked so hard and been through so much, and for you to stand next to him and be able to give him honor and respect, knowing you're also a veteran, for all of us veterans out there, that was a very special moment for me to be in the building for that. That was a beautiful thing.
But yeah, he was so amazing. First, you to be told that you weren't going to be able to talk or stand ever again in your life. And he pushed through and made it past both of those obstacles. And I just had to take my hat off to him.
But let's get this right though, Stash in between anthems could not talk about your bedazzled.
So your bedazzled sweater is everything, Sonya. It's amazing. I love it. Your bling. I don't know what sings more, your voice or your bling. It's amazing to me. And I love the way you show out.
He spent the time in between each anthem and after the American anthem to talk about your jersey while I stand on it. And he devoted 5 minutes of the last show too. And we told everybody they could go to your Instagram that you had put where you had gotten it done from. To be able to, because he is in love with your bedazzled jersey.
She is getting so much business right now. And also, I don't know if you've noticed Greg Wolf's jacket that he's been wearing. She actually did his jacket Tuesday so that his was ready tonight. So it's been awesome.
Wow. Yeah.
Amazing.
And you know what? I will say this too, getting down there tonight for the arena. Yeah, some prices were inflated here and there, parking, this and that. But you know what? It's this town that we're giving that money to, okay? That person that owns that parking lot is a business owner here. That money is going back into our economy. We are just investing in our city. Anytime, sure, okay, maybe some scalpers here and there, we're paying inflated ticket prices, but it doesn't matter. We're showing up for our franchise, for our city. And that is so huge. And to be able to finally be able to have that revenue for this town that we didn't get last season, we talked about that a lot. How much between the Super Bowl and WrestleMania and the Stanley Cup, how much the city lost out on. To see the way the city is responding now on the Stanley Cups, and now that we're fully open, 100% capacity, minus standing room tonight, because of the national media and everything else. But it was amazing to be there tonight and to see that buzz and see the town show up and to feel that part of our city coming back to life. And man, what a great
buildings that have come in downtown. I mean, honestly, the best thing that happened to downtown Tampa was COVID, because all these buildings got put up, and this whole Water Street Tampa has really came to life and came to fruition with, you now see 5 or 6 of the buildings already up now. It is looking like a major town out here. And like we talked about, they really opened up basically the capacity tonight. They also announced more tickets for the watch parties inside the arena for the next 2 games. That Sonya usually sings at those 2. Are you singing at them?
Yeah, I always do. Yeah.
Yeah. So Sonya will be singing at those. They actually opened up the 300s for the watch party, which that will be the first time. That will be the first time this season that they have opened up the 300 for the watch party.
Well, and the other thing I think is amazing too, we can't just give Jeff Vinik enough credit, I don't think, but I noticed in game 1 when they had the drone or whatever doing the flyover of Amalie Arena, how much green space there is around our arena. And if you look at all of the other arenas in the league and even in other sports, professional sports leagues, they don't have, it's just in the downtown and there's just buildings all around and everything else. It almost looked like our arena was out in like the suburbs because it's on the river and there's this huge park behind it and there's the trees. Even when you're walking to the game, there's still greenery and palm. And like, again, I just can't say enough about the way the Lightning and Mr. Vinik, and they've just doubled down on how to make that experience a unique Tampa experience. And I'm grateful that it's our experience and it's not another arena or another team or anything else. This is what Tampa Bay hockey is. And when you go to a game like tonight, there's no doubt what kind of city we are, what we show up for, and how amazing and special it is to be a part of this franchise as a fan and a resident of this metropolis area.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I love is that our town is kind of built to do those boat parades. If you think about it, our infrastructure is not made for downtown rolling parades. The boat parade is like the best possible thing because people can line that river and watch their guys and have fun, as opposed to trying to find a parking spot and all this other stuff if you did a regular parade.
Yeah, and they can be interactive with it too. It'll probably be a little bit more tight this year than it was last year. They do it a second time, but it's also a lot more interactive. So again, another unique experience in Tampa Bay.
Sonya, what was it like for you to get that phone call? I know I had texted you and said, "Hey, are you going to be able to sing?" And I didn't hear from you, and then all of a sudden I got the text message going, "I just got the phone call. I will be singing." What was it for you when you got that phone call saying you will be doing this in the Stanley Cup Finals?
It wasn't really a phone call; it was a text, because I Friday night after we won against the Islanders, I text our head, our vice over the production, John Franzone, and I said, so do I have a job next week? And he said, you shut your mouth. Of course you have a job next week. So I was kind of surprised because I know how the NHL has taken, that away from how singers before in the past, especially like during the All-Star game and some other things. So, right. Well, last season, I think it was only because there was nobody else there. They were piping in videos and there was nobody else there. So they just did it that way. But I didn't expect it. And it was a very complete surprise. I was happy.
It was great.
Yeah, and you look great on NBC. They give you the props you deserve. I love that we get that double dose We get 2 anthems. So to be honest with you, Sonya, I won't mind if we don't hear you sing again, because that means they're coming home with the cup.
Yeah, you know, I don't like this. Let's lose the game so they can win home, dude. Go finish the deal and bring your booty home. Yeah.
Let's just get that cup. We don't need to waste any time. Come on. Where were you for the Blake Coleman goal tonight, though, Sonya?
Oh, the Blake. Actually, okay. So let me tell you my story for tonight. So I get turned into the parking garage, and I look down, and my tire light was on my car. My husband's out of town, and so I said, "I wonder why that came on." And then the tire pressure graphic popped up, and it said it went down from 20 to 10 to 4. I'm like, what? So I really had to coast into my parking spot. I got out, got my stuff, went inside, got sound check done and everything, and I just let them know, hey, I need to, take care of my tire. So one of the security guys, Jamal, shout out to Jamal, who came out and hooked me up, hooked my tire up, put my donut on, and so I just left and went home because I didn't want to stress myself with trying to drive in traffic once the game was over. But I got home in enough time to see Blake Coleman do that thing.
Yeah, that was amazing. And yeah, you didn't miss much. Maybe one of the Lightning's worst periods of the season was that second period, and the first period wasn't that much better. But hey, when you got a team like this that can afford to not play their best game and still win that game 3-1 in the Stanley Cup playoffs when it's all on the line, wow. But I'm not as optimistic as Thomas Schooley here. He's already ordering his Stanley Cup gear.
What?
Hockey guys don't like that. You gotta win that. You gotta win 2 more, Thomas. You gotta win 2 more before we do any celebrating. There will be no shots on this show or toast on this show until we win 4 games.
I'm not superstition, but I'm just a big fan of finishing the mission first.
I agree with you. Yeah,
I want the night to start off with Sonya singing "Oh Canada," then the national anthem, then we score 5 goals, and then the cup comes out and around the ice.
Ooh, Lord.
Yeah, but even if they win it up north, we're all gonna be coming to the arena to replay all that magic. Sonya's gonna be singing. So either way, we're gonna have that moment that we didn't really get last year.
Have that memory of singing that day they won the cup.
Yeah, well,
that would be cool. It would be cool, but I still want them to finish the deal there, if they can.
Yeah, for multiple reasons. I honestly think it would be as cool as it would be to be able to be in the barn or be down there when we won it, like we did, in 04 and Game 7 or whatnot. Like, I still think it would be more amazing to win it on Montreal's ice. Like, that's like, maybe I'm a bit of a rub it in your face and win kind of guy, but like
maybe
Montreal, we have a long history with them. This is 2 teams, so have swept each other both previous times in the playoffs, not the finals, but each team has swept the other previously in the playoffs. So for me, being divisional, and again, next season we'll be back to our regular divisions. It looks like, I would say. So we'll be playing them 9-10 times again next season. So how much sweeter would it be to just go and raise the cup on their ice, still get to bring it home, still go back to Bo, still go to Ray J, still have Sonny sing everywhere all over. She'll be on a bus and on a boat. She'll be everywhere. It'll be amazing. and we'll still rub it in Montreal's face. Like, that's the best of both worlds. If you're the
and most of them are from Canada anyway. I don't think there's only a handful of people on our team that are American.
Blake Coleman.
Thank you for bringing that up. Can we please tell all of the Lightning fans, stop the USA chants, stop the Canada sucks chants, because our team, it's the National Hockey League, but they are mostly from Canada or Russia or Sweden. Like, we have McDonough, right? He's American.
Blake Coleman.
And
He's
Coleman.
from Texas.
Yeah, Van Johnson, Seattle. And then is McDonough American?
No.
No, I don't think so.
So what? I think that's the only 3 guys we have that are American on our teams.
It's
I
not
don't even
that
know how
many.
I think we
many
only
coaches
have
we have that
2.
are American.
Mm.
So I'm just saying, can Lightning fans please stop with the USA chants? I mean,
Except
except
for
for
the salute.
hero. When you're doing the hero chant and all that, absolutely. Let's cheer for our heroes and whatnot. I said Maroon. He's St. Louis. Maroon, Coleman, and John.
Right.
The 3 guys, right?
I think so.
That's what I thought. Mac is from St. Paul. That's what I thought. Big Mac's from Minnesota. That's what I thought.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I thought, yeah. So anyhow, but regardless, so out of 25 guys on our roster, we can name 4 off the top of our head, right? So anyways, I'm just saying, I don't get on our fan base a lot for a lot of things, but these USA, oh, there he is, Jesse Redfish. Guess what? You're now canceled out from the T-shirt drawing.
Hey, I don't have a problem with our fans chanting USA. We're playing in America, and I'm happy I'm American. So I hope
our players are not, and so I just feel like that's a little bit disrespectful to those guys. I know they're playing in the National Hockey League, and they know that, and I know they're playing in an American city, and they know that, but this isn't an American sport, regardless of the country that it's played on. This is maybe
an American league, though, that has made them lots of money. If it wasn't for the league being in America, there wouldn't be an NHL.
And I agree.
True.
I mean, you talk to Kucherov, you talk to any of those players from other countries. Their dream is to come to America and play in the NHL. Now, there's always that dream from Canadian players that they play for a Canadian team. I mean, that was always the thing with Stamkos when he re-signed. Would he go to Toronto because that was where he was from? But where did he pick? He picked Tampa because USA.
And I guess in the big scheme of things, if there's one team you could chant USA against, it is Montreal, because they are so centered on having Francophiles on their team, and they are so steeped in the history of being a Canadian team and not necessarily an NHL team. Their identity is French Canada. I say it that way on purpose, so don't troll me. I say it that way. I know it's
French Canada.
It's French Canada in my book. But yeah, and I guess I'm just saying, I just understand the game a little bit, I guess, is what I'm saying. Like, it's a bad look for our fans whenever we're already having to defend ourselves all the time to the rest of the league to be like USA, or, Canada sucks. And then so many of our team players and coaching staff are Canadian, in fact, or have roots in Canadian hockey or whatnot. So,
well, now you got me thinking. We've got Killer, who's out, might not be back. He's from Montreal, grew up watching the Canadians. Can he just not beat his favorite team? He just can't. Doesn't have him in his heart.
He's a Harvard man.
He's a Harvard man.
And Harvard in the same sentence, so you did do a good job. So
how many times do you hear that on the broadcast? He's Harvard educated. Okay, we know this.
Every time.
But he deserves it. He deserves the recognition, I think. We were talking about it tonight. A lot of people early on were critical of Killer's contract and production and whatever, and then Yanni Gourde as well. I personally was more critical of Yanni Gourde because I feel like he's similar but more money, and yet Schooley and I were talking about it there in the stands. There's no Stanley Cup without both of those guys, right?
You're right.
So no matter what you paid them in the last 4 or 5 years, every penny was worth it, right?
Well, Gourde made his money just on that New York Islanders game on Game 7. The only goal scored, and that's what I was telling you.
Yeah.
I was like, I would have paid $5 million just for that one goal that was scored to get us into the Stanley Cup.
Team would. Yeah, I think any team would, absolutely. And then Killer, fourth on the team, assists. He's right up there driving that second line. So That's two guys right now collectively making less than one of the top guys on Toronto, and they've produced more clutch in the last 2 seasons than any of those guys making 10 million individually in Toronto. So all those people out there talking about salary cap and it must be nice to have $18 million more. Well, guess what? You still got to get those guys to play. You still got to get them to produce. You still got to line them up in the right way. You still got to match them up against the right guys. You still got to make all the right moves. And JBB,
right.
John Cooper, and Jeff Halpern, and John Fred, all those guys, they're all doing their job to the top and to the utmost. It's not just about the money they spend; it's about the way they use their assets once they spend that.
Well, it's a team game, though. I mean, you can just look at the Edmonton Oilers. Connor McDavid, greatest player in the world, right?
Right.
Swept in the first round. You have to have a complete team. And that's what the Lightning have been building for several years, and that's why we're at where we at. Just look at, who kind of really technically came in for Killer. It was Matty Joseph, right? Matty Joe played 6 minutes and 23 seconds, and he played as hard and skated as fast and hit everyone he could while he was out there. And I'm glad he got an opportunity to get some time on the ice, and I hope
me too.
they let some of the other guys get out there as well. I mean, I think that last spot on this team's interchangeable. I think they could swap in ABB. I think they could put in a Smith in on that fourth line.
I'd love to see Jamel Smith on that fourth line. Honestly, that was the guy I would like to see in there.
If it starts getting more physical, I think you will see either Shen or Jamel Smith going in there. If they want to go with the forward, they'll go with Jamel Smith because he'll kick some ass. If they want to go with the D-man, they'll go with Shen.
Well, and we talked about that too in the stands tonight. It was a much less physical game tonight. And I think that was mostly the Lightning just kind of this was the feeling out game that everyone thought we were going to see in game one, I guess is the best way to put it, right? Like, because then the Lightning were like, all right, well, we're going to play physical if you want to play physical, but we don't want to go out and set the tone and maybe let the referees, insert themselves, even though they still.
But the Canadians weren't that physical in any of their other games. If you watch the rest of their series, they weren't that physical at all.
Right. So instead of that game one, there was a lot of hits and everything else. And there were 114 or 124 hits in that first game. If there was 50 in this game, I'd be surprised. The third period got chippier a little bit more once the Lightning got a little bit of a lead, and then Montreal started playing a little more desperate. That's when the Lightning really shut down and started playing their hockey again. But I do got to give credit to Montreal tonight. They came out and played a better game. They seemed less intimidated, and they did their best defensively to not allow the opportunities that they gave the Lightning in game one early on. So that's why it was 0-0 going into the second, as mostly because of what Montreal did. They did, and then
even in the second period, they played a much better second period than we did, bar none.
Yeah,
but
I would agree.
But then
one of the worst periods that we've seen the Lightning play.
That's where they lose
I wouldn't say that it was a bad period for the Lightning. I would just say that it was a better period for Montreal. And when you get to this point, and it's the best two teams left in the league, or the last two teams, however you want to put it. One team is going to get some momentum, even if they're the underdog, even if they're not the quote unquote better team. They're still there for a reason. They're going to have their moments to shine. That doesn't necessarily mean the other team is playing bad or our team isn't great. They just did their job finally.
Well, their defense played really well, and that's
much better.
That's what Ty's saying here. They're a defensive team, so that's what you expect from them. Right. They just don't have the offensive firepower to compete with the Lightning, I think. But we'll see if they find something up in Montreal. I don't know if you guys have all heard, but Montreal is not going to expand the number of people that they're letting in the arena. They're stuck at 3,500. Yeah, I think that's horrible.
I think it's sad. For a franchise like that, it's been so long since they've had this opportunity, and to not get that.
Well, but outside they will have 20,000 people.
Yeah, I was about to say, did you see the last time?
Yeah.
It's 10 times as many people as we have on Thunder Alley outside.
Yeah.
But they won't allow the same amount of people inside.
Yeah.
But
that kind of sucks.
That was that was a little I think a momentum killer for Montreal for this series was that I think they given it the first game. They said, let's play this way. And they lost 5-1. This game, they said, let's make it more defensive, less physical, and see if we can win it. And they lose. They lose it. So what do they say now? You know, what can we do now? We played two different styles and have lost both games and only scored 1 goal each game.
Well,
What
think
do
about
we do
this.
now?
What has every team we've played so far done? They started to try to take our players out. That's what's gonna. Well, they're gonna start to go after Cooch. They're gonna start playing dirty. Every team we played, as soon as they get their back to the walls and realize, you know, they're realizing they're playing the champs. That's what's really going on. They're playing the best team in hockey, and they don't have an answer for it.
No,
It's here, right here. You see it on my shirt. I took the sweater off. You can see it. We're
Stanley Cup champions. Woo!
Still the champions.
That's correct.
Realized it.
All right.
See, I sleep in my series shirt.
There you go.
We're twinsies.
Twinsies.
Sonya and Schoolie, and also
John Travolta.
John Travolta's child or grandchild. I don't know.
It's his son.
Had that same shirt on, eating their ice cream. He's been to a couple Lightning games before.
Yeah.
Travolta's a Lightning fan. I like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Is
So
that Stash giving us feedback, or are you guys getting that feedback too?
Yeah, I'm getting it.
Stash. Yep.
we'll mute
Stash.
him while he makes himself a midnight snack here. You know he's about to chow down on something.
I like your background. Your background is awesome because I was like, is he still at the rink?
No, I'm not. It's a fake background. Somebody's got to stay here and control this show.
I'm still sitting here at Morgan and Whiting in my car.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeoman's is right back here. But now it looks like now Killer is done for the series. We talked about this earlier. But now when everybody talks about us being over that salary cap, they won't be able to. You're muted, Stash, because we're having too much feedback.
People told me I was jumping the gun, but I'm telling you right now, if you block a shot like that and it's just a bruise or a contusion, you can come back in 48 hours from that, right? If it's anything more serious like a fracture, you're out. You're done.
Shooter was talking about on a pregame interview with Maroon. He kind of made it sound like it slipped that they will not have Killer back for the rest of the series. And so now we can start saying, there you go, we're back under the cap now. Start bitching about it. And then something else I brought up. Remember, the players do not get paid for the playoffs. They're going to get bonuses for the Stanley Cup and for the different series. But their paychecks stop at the end of the regular season. So they're all doing this for the Cup. They're all doing this for the bonuses that they will get. And they do this for the love of the game once it hits playoffs.
Absolutely.
They do not get paid for the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, how tired are we of hearing that whole salary cap thing? And you know what?
Right.
If somebody brings that up to me again, I'm going to talk about the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox and how the Tampa Bay Rays never complain about their salary being like this when those teams have salaries that are insane. And we never hear any complaining about that, but in baseball, it's also legal. So, but hey, kudos to JBB for, having the wherewithal and being the GM that he is to pull that off, because it's not illegal. It's in the rules. We're breaking no rules. So
listen, I remember being on the page on Thunderbolts that the day that they re-signed Sergachev, and then they re-signed Cirelli, and everybody's going, okay, there's a big trade coming down because we can't afford this. We can't afford this. Where are we getting this money from? What is JBB doing? Has he sacrificed some goats or something? And where's all this money coming from? And then it comes out, Kucherov injured and will need surgery and will miss the whole season. And it's like, oh, there's the money. And then everybody's saying, well, next year we're going to be in cap hell. Well, we won't. We're going to lose a player to Vegas.
Yep.
Most likely Coleman and Gaudreau won't be back because they'll both be free agents. So most likely they won't be back. They're going to need.
And then Seattle too. We're going to lose a few to them too, right?
At least one. I would imagine there's going to be some kind of package deal made to be able to take maybe two. So next year's team's going to look a little bit different, but we've seen some people that have stepped up. You think Ross Colton's probably going to be permanent on this team next year. Matthew Joseph, he could get up there. ABB could get a shot at one of the lines. You got a Cowfoot.
Right.
Dash was talking about some rumor, that he heard maybe about McDonough being possibly traded in the offseason. But I mean,
that's what people are talking. That's what the fans are saying before it's even time to start making these moves. I don't believe McDonough needs to go anywhere. I think that would be a premature move to move him next season. I think he still has one more season of good hockey, and then maybe after that season, it's Sergachev, and then you have Foot or Shan or somebody else that can step up and top work. Well, I mean, Chernak's already there. That's his partner. You know what I mean? You need somebody to step up and be Chernak's partner that's similar to McDonough. Because
and like I said, we don't know if Hedman's going to need his surgery. I mean, everybody's pointing to Hedman surgery this offseason. We don't know how that's going to affect this team next season. Well,
he's going on long-term injured reserve, and the league's going to completely flip out.
We said that. Me and Stash said that. How good would it be that he goes on LTIR? He misses the season. We go over the cap, and then we get another Stanley Cup.
Oh Jesus! Oh my goodness! That would give the whole league something else to talk about.
When you think about last season, we didn't have Stamkos. He came in and scored the one goal, right? But he was like the one guy of our core that wasn't there. And then this season we had Kucherov miss the whole regular season, and we kind of squeaked in there. And then he comes back, and then it would just be crazy for then it happened again with Hedman next season. And maybe that could be room to re-sign Savard, and then Savard stays for one more year, and then suddenly Hedman is able to come back at some point, and then I'm getting greedy. I'm not gonna say the words. I'm just saying at this point it's so close. I'm actually getting greedy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm getting greedy.
Well, if we win 2 in a row, how hungry we're going to be for 3 in a row.
Ooh,
And I'll tell you what, the path to 3 is not going to be as easy as these two that we're hopefully going to get this year and last year. So, all right, well, we're going to wrap this thing up soon because we got to get the final word here from Ty. But Sonya, thanks for calling in. Thanks for being the voice that kicks it all off.
Yay!
And I can speak for the entire Thunder out there. We love you. Thank you for being you.
I love you guys back.
So we hope you call back in. Maybe after 2 more wins. Maybe if we win 2 more games, we'll be having a long show. We will be on for a long time. I think you joined us last year for a very long show after we won the cup. So hey, I hope we meet under the same circumstances.
Absolutely. I can't wait.
All right. Well, thanks for calling in. You're getting all the love in the chat, by the way. Like I said, Thunder, the Thunder love you. So thank you again, Sonya. And I hope we don't have to hear you sing again, at least on TV.
All right. All right. You guys take care.
All right.
Bye, Sonya. Love you.
All right. Oh, I just cut off Sonya. That's a cardinal sin right there. All right. So on this show, as you guys know, we can easily take it from the top of the mountain all the way to the bottom of the mountain. And let's bring on the bear that lives at the bottom of the mountain. Oh, there he is. There he is. Hi. Are you with us?
I am. I heard echo.
Yeah.
It was cool.
Yeah, we got to mute him. That's all right. He knows how to unmute.
Yeah, that was weird.
All right.
Sorry,
Are we going to get put this series?
You gotta knock out. All right. Hey, how you guys doing? I didn't get to see much of the game, and I see Thomas, you're still in traffic. That sucks.
I'm not in traffic.
No,
I
it's
haven't
not
left I haven't left. I'm still in my parking spot.
Hey, way to be safe. Way to be safe.
Yeah, there is no traffic. There's nobody around here.
Yeah, that's how he beats the traffic.
Way to be safe about this and not doing it while you're driving.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it's not a bad idea to do a show after you go to the game, because like I did for Game 7, it's a crazy Game 7, and no traffic on the way out when you do a 60-minute show afterwards.
Nope.
So I can say I didn't see a lot of the game. I did see the highlights. I did rewatch the highlights. Are we back, Phil?
I think we
He's
got
getting
him. We
there.
can't hear you yet.
Do we got it? Do it? Oh, we gotta wait for the headset.
No, keep
Hey,
going. Go ahead.
Let me just tell everyone, last call here, #pickles if you want to get that shirt tonight. Last call.
Thomas has to start driving soon because I have to be up at 5:30 in the morning.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
Hey,
right,
by the
Ty.
way, Thomas, I like the playoff beard. It's coming in great.
Just been too busy though.
You haven't seen him in person. You
Are
haven't
you
seen him in
here,
person.
Phil? Test,
What's
test, test, 1, 2.
It works.
You here?
He's there. He's there.
I'm home now. I switched from the phone, which is a piece of crap. Listen, StreamYard, fantastic on an actual computer or whatever device. And on your mobile device, terrible.
It's fine on mine. It's fine on mine.
Yeah, well, not on mine. Okay. And I have one of the best phones on the market. So I don't know.
So
but
what you're saying is it's user error.
I'm not going to deny that. I'm not going to deny, especially in the moments that I am trying to use it. That is probably a fair observation. Yeah.
All right, Ty, give us your
I
outlandish
do ask
review
you guys
for
for getting Sonya on again. That was pretty cool. I do have to say that was pretty cool to watch her talk to you guys.
Yeah, she jumps on here occasionally. She'll be in the chat sometimes, so we appreciate that. Yeah, she's our favorite watcher or listener. No offense to Redfish Jesse, right?
Or Steven Sofrito.
Or Steven that we had to kick
Or
off
Mini
twice
Killer.
for.
Yeah, Mini Killer.
Poor Steven. He said he had to go to bed anyway. So he's probably
So to wrap this up, what I noticed most about this game was freaking Vazzy. Vazzy had a bunch of amazing just saves, right and left, shoulders, chest. Like he just seemed to be in the right place at the right time. Even though our defense and offense were kind of a little slacky, he was money this whole game.
Well, when you get shut out from the Vezina, when you deserve to win it, in my opinion, 2 years in a row, but he lost to Fleury, who was benched in the playoffs.
Regular season award. Fleury deserved
Yeah,
it.
whatever.
Fleury earned it.
Anyway,
No,
I think maybe
real
that
quick.
Are we here to talk about the awards of the game?
Wait. I want to debate that.
Because
real
I have some
quick.
words in the awards.
Wait,
There
shut up
you
for
go.
a minute, Ty. I want to debate it real quick because I've seen this comparison with Fleury and how Fleury deserved it. Actually, if you look at that Vegas team and look at their backup goalie, they played just as good in front of Leonard than they did Flower. Leonard had some great numbers too. If you look up our backup goalie,
Not the same
McElhenney.
goalies, bro. Not the same goalies, dude. Don't do it. Don't do
No,
it, bro.
but-
No.
I agree with Phil.
McElhenney is not freaking equal to Lander. I'm sorry, he's not.
Vassy would have had
Thomas, I actually
better numbers
agree.
on a Vegas team.
I don't know
Fleury
about that,
actually
dude.
did amazing this year, and Fleury was outstanding. I'm not going to lie. Fleury actually does deserve it, and I give him commendance. I've seen all their games, especially watching. Obviously, I watched. Watching the Avalanche. I've seen a lot of games, and he's made some most amazing saves. Even though Vasilevsky is amazing, he does deserve it. He
I'm
does.
just going to say
deserve
this right now. If Fleury didn't get benched because he wasn't a good goalie. Fleury got benched because that team that played in front of him didn't have heart and barely got past Colorado because, I'm sorry, Ty, Colorado didn't have enough heart to win their series. Colorado should have easily beat Vegas, but they didn't have the heart to do it. Vegas got lucky They had a couple. They had.
We can go into that one, but that's a
controversy.
different show.
It's not, no. I'm just saying in general. If we're going to talk about this, and Fleury got benched. Fleury didn't get benched because he wasn't good. Fleury got benched because that team wasn't playing good hockey, and they had another goalie that was also really good. Okay, it's not because Fleury isn't good that he got benched. He got benched because I think they have a coach that is scared. Not that Pete DeBoer is a bad coach. It's just he's still new. He's still figuring it out. He's still figuring out what to do. He doesn't know how to stick to his guns like, say, a John Cooper does, right? Like, and it helps when you have the best in the world and you're confident that you have the best in the world. But it's not that he didn't think that Fleury was the better goalie. It's that he didn't believe his team knew how to play hockey consistently in front of only the same goalie every night. He felt like he had to make moves to inspire his team to play better in front of their guys. And
I
the
think
Lightning
Colorado
simply
and Vegas
haven't had to do that. And I don't
All
believe that that's the
I do
goalie's
think,
fault.
though,
I think that's the
Fleury
coach's
deserves
fault.
it. Fleury deserves it.
I agree.
I think Fleury deserves it. I've seen some. As I said, I've watched both games. I've watched every Colorado game. I watched actually pretty much almost every Vegas game because of that, and I've also watched every Lightning game. Therefore, those are the top 3 goaltenders in the Vezina running. I will say, out of all those 3, Fleury does get it. Watching them, I don't discredit Fleury on them. I do feel bad for Vazzy. Vazzy did a great, amazing job, and still is doing a great, amazing job. But Fleury was outstanding this year.
Well, and injuries also bit this team in the ass the last, 3 or 4 weeks of the season, right? And maybe even the last 5 weeks of the season. Injuries got the better of this team. And so Vazzy got nicked up a little bit. He took some time off. He probably took more time off than he needed because they knew what the real ultimate goal was. Hedman, banged up. We all talked about that. He looks like he's a little bit more healthy now.
On the Norris, I'm a little pissed off about the Norris.
Well, I thought for conversation.
I thought Fox is good, but I don't think Fox is worth the Norris, especially against the other two. That pisses me off.
Well, clearly we know who you wanted. We know you wanted McCarr. So
Yeah, well, I don't.
Actually, I wanted Hedman, but
I didn't think Hetty would get that. I thought Vazzy was going to get the bench.
Yeah.
But I didn't think Hetty would get it. I mean, if you look at the last couple of games that we didn't have Hetty and Vazzy let in 4 or 5 goals, he actually would have beaten Flower in every spot, in every category.
Oh, wait, are we back on the Vezina?
No, we're just talking. I mean, it's just
I
you got
brought
on
up
the show.
the
We got
award.
on a tangent. Imagine that.
No, I brought up the awards because they had that award show. The Lightning completely got shut out. So
You wanna
I
talk about
completely
the
shut out.
biggest-
That's BS.
Yeah.
You want to talk about the biggest travesty of the entire award?
The Norris.
No. Wrong. That's the guy that didn't even get nominated.
John Cooper.
Our general, our freaking general, John
JBB.
Cooper, who continues
Oh,
to get snubbed for the
GM
Jack
of the
Adams
year.
Award. How? Because we're too good? Look at Toronto again. Once again, look at Toronto. Look at how stacked they are. They're not winning. Look how much money they spend. They're not winning. Why is Cooper continually penalized from the amount of
JBB.
talent that his GM has assembled?
Yeah. Wait. Are we talking GM or coach? Come on.
Well, I'm talking coach first. I think JBB is going to get there sooner than later. I think Cooper continually gets hamstrung because he's got a talented team, and I think they talk about all the time. You've got to take a bottom dweller, a cellar dweller to the playoffs, and then suddenly you're the greatest coach in the world. But let me tell you right now, I don't know if another coach could come in and do what John Tortorella or what Cooper has done against John Tortorella. I'm saying to come back and admit Cooper against Tortorella to come back after getting swept and then use that as motivation to completely change the way this team plays hockey. John Cooper changed their entire mentality from scoring more to allowing less. And that is what has led this team to postseason success.
6 on that. I wouldn't rate Cooper as,
of course you wouldn't. Why would you?
Top 3. I rate Cooper as 6 on that.
Really?
No, there's so many better coaches that actually outcoached. Now, the one that I got snubbed, worst of all, that doesn't make sense is GM. But when it comes to Cooper, I think he's got fifth or sixth.
Cooper's
but
about
not
to
the
be
top three.
announced as the team. Cooper's who's about to be announced the Team Canada coach for the Olympics.
The Cooper, who and also the fact that they were talking about next year's potential MVPs and Kucherov and Point don't come up in that conversation, and yet somehow.
But if you remember too,
I'm just saying, and yet somehow. Cooper isn't a Jack Adams nomination, but yet he's too talented. He has too much talent on his team, but yet the guys he have aren't MVPs. I don't understand that. How is Hedman not considered an MVP? Why can't he be a defenseman?
The one I don't understand most is the GM. Why did we not get nominated at least top 3 for that? We made a loophole happen. We literally made something that now everyone is questioning and saying, oh, that's right. That is the epitome of the greatest GM of the year. To literally make a loophole happen. He didn't even get the top 3.
Well, the good part is that, they did that award show. I think these guys are inspired by not winning any award because there's only one award they want to win.
Yeah.
And they're 2 games away from it. And I'm here to see another back-to-back Stanley Cup win here. So 2 more games to go. Can we end this show? Because I'm
done. It's so long.
Hour 30.
I can't believe I drove all the way home.
You guys on? Stay on later. I got some stuff.
In my office.
At least Phil and Rob, stay on. Thomas, you can go.
Thank you, Ty.
No, I got some questions for them.
All right, people are excited to watch you looking up in your bedroom.
If I'm going to do this continually, I'll get a camera. But
no, that's okay. Don't worry about it. It's fine.
Hopefully,
it's
you won't.
We'll call you. Don't call us. We'll call you.
We have about 5 seconds for you to put #pickles in the comments in the chat, and then we're doing this drawing, and then we're getting the heck out of here. So get it in now because we're drawing it now. Let's do it. Who is going to win?
It's me.
Apparel shirt. It is Kelly.
Another
Coleman.
female.
That might be Blake Coleman's wife. I'm not sure. We might have to check on that one. But how fitting that a Coleman wins tonight because I thought that was the turning point in the game. Maybe the series. We'll see. Yeah. But hey, any last thoughts from you guys before we get the heck out of here?
Oh, I'm excited to have 2 away games so I can actually just sit here in my house and watch the game and not have to worry about
I'll be at the watch
party. Just kidding. I'll probably be at the watch party. I say that, but I am planning on being at the watch party on Friday. So
hey, I'm off Friday.
Oh, yay.
And thanks, Ty. It was nice to see you tonight.
Right. None of us will be at Ty. Ty will be in St. Pete. Meet us there.
All right.
Watch party.
Pulling off the rails again. That's what happens when Ty gets on the show. Off the rails.
We're ending it. Hey, we were on long enough for Rob Peterman to get home. Sticks of fire.
Yeah.
So, hey, Rob.
Good to see you on 7 tonight. Shout out.
Real quick, the Lightning fly out at noon tomorrow. So if anybody wants to cheer them on to Montreal at 11 a.m. Shelter, Tampa.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a shutout in Game 3 for the Lightning. I think Vasi gets a shutout. I think Vasi's pissed. I think that, again, and we didn't even get to talk about, the bullshit officiating in that second period and how that, the power play was a garbage call. And then that face-off. That was a clean face-off draw. And it's happened. How many times? We talked about it before on the show.
Dash, let them know. Trust me.
And look, there was a couple of Montreal fans next to me, and they were cheering. I'm like, how can you be proud of that? How? I don't mind losing to a team that plays better hockey than us. What I do mind is the referees inserting themselves and creating fake momentum that the other team did not earn. And that's what happened for that one goal. And I think right now the Lightning are going to be really pissed and they're going to respond. And I don't think that Montreal is going to get a lot of sniffs at good scoring chances going forward.
Well, when you have a great team, maybe one of the all-time best teams, that BS doesn't matter.
right.
So we got
He
two
was
more
gone.
games to go, 2 more wins to go. Hopefully, we only have 2 more of these shows to go because we will be smiling ear to ear after we get 2 more wins. And I think everyone on this call thinks that's going to happen. We just don't know when. So, yeah, go Bolts. 2 more wins to go. This has been We the Thunder. Don't forget to be the Thunder.